Hey guys, welcome back to the ANZ StarCraft 2 Pro League brought to you by Blizzard and GameStar. And we're about to hop into the second match for the night on Catalyst Pigjunior versus Vivid, a good old TVZ, my favorite matchup. Countdown's already started, so I am pretty hyped. And Death, you said that Pigjunior might have hurt himself?
Well, that's what I heard. I heard that he had some wrist issues, but evidently it's not going to affect him. He's playing tonight, so we'll see what sort of form he's in.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Vivid. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, if there's anything you don't want to screw up when you're a pro gamer, it's like your wrists and your fingers, so...
Well, that's why I just switched to Zerg, because his wrists were too done to play Terran. I mean, that's the leading theory. But yeah, let's jump in and introduce these guys. Starting with, down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Catalyst in the blue, playing for Team Legacy. He's undefeated, and he's made a fan out of me, that's for sure. It's Pigjunior.
And in the top left, representing OSC Elite in the red, this is Vivid.
Now, this will be an interesting test for both players. I feel like both players really shine in the mid game, but they're not nearly as crisp or well-defined in their late game play. So expect to see a lot of stuff going down around the sort of 6 to 12 minute mark, and that's where the game is likely to be decided. I'm really keen, though, if we can maybe see some of that later game play. We've had a new patch and then another new patch just like a week or so ago. So everything's up in the air. Things like the ghosts got changed. So ghosts later on in the game, if you, for example, want to snipe a different unit and you take damage, previously that snipe would have been interrupted, but now it will refund you the energy. So you've actually got a little bit more longevity with that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we get to that point. There's certainly been a few tweaks lately, more players experimenting with the good old mech as well. But some of the TVZs that we've seen in this team league haven't gone that long anyway. There has been a fair bit of like Roach Ravager play, trying to end things a little sooner or exploit gaps in people's play where, you know, they're being a little bit greedy, they won't quite have enough to defend. So I'm keen to see how this game goes, and I do hope it goes a little bit longer, because I think Vivid has gotten really good lately, and I think he's had a bit of a rough time in the team league so far getting those wins, but if he plays his best, he could definitely give Pigjunior a run for his money, despite the fact that I think Pigjunior is maybe a little bit more in form at the moment.
Absolutely. I still give Vivid a decent chance to take this win. Anything can happen, like we were saying before. One thing that I'm curious, though, I haven't seen this build in a little while, but Pigjunior, he's going 2-1-1. And what we mean by that is he's going to be going for 16 Marines or thereabouts. He's going to get Stim, 2 Medivacs, and go and attack Vivid very quickly. He does need to do some damage or he will fall behind, but considering the micro that we've seen from this guy so far in the tournament, I feel like this is going to be pretty good. I feel like it's a good build choice, and it's just such a solid opening. If Vivid was doing anything crazy, you'd have a good chance to defend.
Definitely. Nice job there with the Reaper, actually. Getting Vivid to pay the Reaper tax and taking out a drone is not something you see quite so often these days. So that's a nice little win for him there. And having that Reaper alive means that he can continue to be a bother and try and stop Vivid from taking a third base, for example, if he does creep the drone out there to try and take one. Gonna get more difficult as speed has just finished, however, so that Reaper's probably more or less at the end of its life. He's gonna poke into the main once again with it. And a few Lings of Vivid starting to run out across the map. Gonna come back momentarily to defend against this Reaper. But,
that's a dead Reaper. That's a dead Reaper right there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
And that's a lot of Lings coming out here from Vivid, Zeph. So it looks like Vivid wants to, A, be safe if there was Hellions coming across the map, but B, we might see some Overlord drops being planted out here momentarily.
Yes.
We do have one Overlord already morphing. Oh, and he's actually going to go for it with the Queens. He wants to finish the game very early, but you know what's pretty good against this? It's 2-1-1. Honestly, like it's actually just a really solid defending option. It's an attacking
Exactly.
build that can be just incredible defensively.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of units to play with. Stim's not that far off finishing, so hopefully he can keep that happening. I'm not sure if Viv is actually going to get to drop in here before that finishes off. But yeah, like you said, it is good defensively. He's got his 16 Marines and 2 medevacs. Now he is moving out though. And if Vivid drops in now.
Oh my god! Wow. That almost got insanely crazy very quickly. Yeah. And now Vivid, he can just go back and defend. I think that the main concern that I had for him was if he went and dropped before this attack hit, he was going to be in dire straits. But now the Queen's coming through. One transfuse not even getting off there. And Vivid is just not microing very well at all. No transfuses going down on those Queens. And Pigjunior defends this with ease. He's up 10 workers as a Terran player. He's got 1-1 started. And Vivid is scrambling. Not a great start for our Zerg player.
Yeah, you really weren't lying with the 2-on-1 being a great defensive choice. Even though it is a build that you're supposed to go out and attack with. Now, Vivid's not really done yet. He's still got a lot of links here, but this wall's pretty solid, and with Stim Marines behind it, he's going to have plenty of DPS to ruin those. There is a drop going off in the main, but he's pulling SCVs to help out with that. He's also got a Widow Mine that he could potentially park at the front or in the main base if he's worried. But at the same time, the real story is that third base just popped, and there's so many Sim Marines here, he doesn't stand a chance of saving it.
Yeah, so that went down, and it looks like Pigjunior is not going to bother to expand again this game, or at least not for now. He's adding on extra barracks, and he'll likely just try and all in on 2 base with upgrades, and that's going to be very difficult for Vivid to defend because you really need speed Banelings to be able to deal with this if Pigjunior is microing correctly. Zerglings are just not going to cut it, Zeph, and he's even managing to snipe one of those upgrades.
Yeah, the melee one too, which double sucks for Vivid. He's having a real tough time finding a way back into this game at the moment. Pigjunior even dropping to try and take out an Overlord here and there. Vivid's actually got pretty good vision on the map with some of the Overlords and a couple of lings he has around the map. He is running around too, trying to find ways to do damage, but he really just can't compete with these 16 Marines.
Yeah, you just really can't at this point. 1-1's just about to finish up there. Going to take out another one of these bases, maybe keep trading with those Zerglings. Forcing out units at this stage means that Vivid can't be making any drones. And if you're Pigjunior at this point, you're just about ready to take one of your hands off the keyboard and put your foot on instead.
Nice
it's just
reference.
Get nasty.
Well, he's putting his foot on the accelerator. At the very least, he's now got 2 drops. One here in the natural, one going off in the main at the same time. That's where most of Vivid's focus is. So here at the natural, he is doing a lot of damage already to that drone line. And he actually's run out of units in the main base.
Oh, this is just going from bad to worse. Vivid, he's losing absolutely everything. GG is called. And Pigjunior, he takes the win. Ties up the series 1 apiece.
Yeah, beautifully done. Our hopes for a bit of a longer game, I guess, not coming to fruition here. Very nicely done from Pigjunior. I like the idea that Vivid had, but it just really didn't work out against what Pigjunior was doing. So bad luck for him, and we will have to wait for the next match to see which team is going to get on match point. So it's going to be Azure versus Argus, more TVZ action. And what do you reckon for this one, Death? Is Azure going to take it, or is Argus?
I think Argus has a chance. I think Azure is definitely favored, but I feel like Argus, if he can get to late game because of how strong a strategical player he is, he'll have a chance. I feel like Azure is more likely to win in the mid game, maybe with multi-prong and just getting his economy into a better position than Argus, who just won't have that depth of experience that he had with Terran. But it could go either way. I feel like I would give maybe 65% chance for Azure to win, but I still give Argus a decent shot here. And one thing that I'd say about the previous match, Zeph, is that Vivid had a really good idea, but he hit way too late or he hit way too early. And what I mean by that is, well, if you're doing that drop build, ideally you want to hit before Stim is done and before the medivacs are out on the field, and it makes it very awkward for the Terran player. But he hit at this awkward time where the Terran player could have been halfway across the map with his medivacs, but he showed everything too early at that point, considering he was already late. And so if you're that late, you should have attacked later and make sure that Pigjunior was already across the other side of the map. And one final thing I'd note before I forget is that we did have audio issues in the first game, but they will be fixed when the VODs are uploaded to YouTube. So if you do want to catch that with good sound quality, check out the VOD once that broadcast is done and once they've been uploaded tomorrow.
Yeah, please do, guys. In the meantime, once again, we'll take a quick break and come back to you on Abyssal Reef for Azure versus Argus. Back soon.